Woo! Fuck, shit. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Media Hunt. It's been a while. But the reason it's been a while is because I had a great month in May. We got a shit ton of stuff. However, at the end of May, towards the start of June, I got like really sick. So I haven't been able to film these videos. But we are here today. I'm super excited to show you everything that I got. We're actually going to have probably like 3 videos this month, like 3 in the rest of it. We're going to have what I'm going to go over today, which is going to be everything that I got in Columbus, Ohio when I visited my friend Rob. And then everything else that I got throughout the month of May. And then even more shit that I got in May. But that's like particular to a certain subject that I want to like highlight in its own video. So it's not going to be featured here. But yeah, without, spending too much time here, let's just get right into it. All right, the first thing we're going to start with, we've got one video game yet again. Like I said at the beginning of this, I've gotten to a point with video game collecting that I have almost everything that I want, and so the things that I still have left to get, you're not finding them in stores. I did recently start buying up PS3 games. I want to get a PS3 again eventually, so it's been a little easier to pick up titles, and we'll see that in the other video this month. But in particular, I got Catherine. I've never played this game. I know about it, obviously, as much as the internet does. Or as much as the rest of the internet does, and I'm very excited to at least play like a couple of hours of it and see what this shit's about. So yeah, Catherine. All right, now we're gonna move along to records that I got in Columbus. So starting off strong, we've got Master of Reality by Black Sabbath. Now it's kind of surprising that I didn't already have a copy of this. Particularly, I was looking for the 2016 press with all like the outtakes and demos, and it's supposed to be really good sound wise. But I want to take a moment to kind of talk about the genius of this album. Now, I'm not the first Einstein to say that, but I want to talk about it in the confines of American hardcore because I'm very involved with that scene right now as a DIY sound guy. And I just want to say that, like, I don't care if you think you're the most diabolical crowd killer of all time, the slammer of all slammers, some guy who walks into a room and women leave because you smell so bad. You aren't shit until you've listened to this album like it's the Bible. The riffs on this record are so heavy that I still think they're pounding in my dreams now some 50 years later. It's this in raw power, I feel like that really gave way to what punk and hardcore were going to be in their entirety, and I don't think that gets recognized enough. So this is it. It's incredible. Moving right along to something completely different, we've got Merrill Haggard, Okie from Muskogee. I was looking up how to say that earlier. This is a very famous live record. Basically, the story goes that Merrill, he went to Muskogee, Oklahoma, and was like knighted basically as a citizen. And what's great, a lot of records don't do this now, but it includes the story on the back, and you can skip it. I don't give a shit, but I'm going to read it out loud because I think it's very interesting. So, late in the fall to Muskogee, Oklahoma, population 38,000. So, yeah, and not to mention, like, Swinging Doors, I'm a Lonesome Fugitive, Sing Me Back Home. I mean, basically every song that you want Merrill to sing, he sings on this album. So this is awesome, and it's a really cheap record to get, so you should definitely, if you're a big country guy like I am, you should get it. Alright, next we got 2 from the same artist. We got 2 Stonewall Jackson LPs. Now, I can't remember what song by Stonewall Jackson got me, like, turned on to Stonewall Jackson, but I remembered his name for a long time, and I was always, like, trying to find an album to start with him. And I'll keep it a buck. I, a lot of times, will buy greatest hits albums sometimes when they're this old. Usually they're pretty okay. I kind of like showcasing what the artist is made of. And then also I got I Pawn My Past today because honestly it had the most amount of songs that sounded really depressing, and I want to cry when I listen to country music. So I thought these would be really good, and I've listened to them now, and they're awesome. He's a great musician, and yeah. Okay, next, continuing with the country theme, we've got this. Now, this is really cool. This is Return of the Gunfighter Marty Robbins, but this isn't just any copy of Return of the Gunfighter. This is a mono copy of it. Now, you might be wondering, Aiden, do you have a system that can play mono records? And to that I say, shut the fuck up. I don't. But listen, this is really cool. I actually found this. I can't remember what it's called, but Columbus has like its own. It's not a Goodwill, but it's kind of like a Goodwill. It's like a Goodwill if Goodwill wasn't shitty. And they had this, and it was in really good shape, surprisingly. I never find records in secondhand stores like that. So, I'll be honest, even though it looks really, really good, like the record itself, it's got a lot of crackles to it, and I'm sure it would sound better if I had a system that was actually able to produce mono sounds. But yeah, I'm super glad to have this. Any of his albums where he's like kind of playing this cowboy character are just great. And then finally, to close off the records, we've got Bill Evans' Conversations with Myself. I got this used. I probably honestly played pretty close to what it is new. But anything that I can get with Bill Evans' name on it, I really try to. Because he makes the same kind of songs, or does the same kind of songs. They're all just really nice piano ballads, and I like putting them on as background noise when I'm working on anything. And so I really have gotten to the point where I have a large volume of Bill Evans stuff. And I anytime I can get vinyl LPs of his, I always try to. So, yeah. All right, now we're going to go over the CDs I got in Columbus, and then we're going to, do the big shedang of the reveal at the end. So, all right, so I got the stack here. Starting off, we got Traveler, Chris Stapleton. Now, I fucking hate, and maybe you guys do, I hate these fucking slim-ass CD cases. I don't know why these have suddenly become in vogue, but they're the vein of my existence. I can't see them on my shelf. I've got one of those in front of me. I've got one of those CD rack things where it like inserts like that, and it fucking hides behind the little edge that's supposed to keep it secure. But I do really like this album, and I wanted to get it on CD. It was probably done on analog equipment, maybe. I don't really know. But I wanted to get it on CD because I want to skip around this album a lot. It works really well all the way through. But when you grew up in the time that this album was really, really possible, like, you don't want to hear Parachute ever again. So, but yeah, some deeper cuts on this. Daddy Doesn't Pray Anymore and When the Stars Come Out. Those are such sad songs, but they're all really, really good. So, our boy Traveler, Chris Stapleton. Heading in a completely opposite direction, I got Biggie's Greatest Hits. This has Hypnotize on it, and I really don't have to say anything else because that may just be one of the coolest song openings of all time. Like, I can just hear it in my head, and hopefully I might put it in for a couple of seconds here. And I also wanted to always get more familiar with his discography anyway, and I know this is kind of a notorious, no pun intended, greatest hits record. So, and the next we got two from the same series, these American Milestone CDs. I love these. These are great. Obviously, these were recorded on analog equipment, so we're losing some of the fidelity in that transfer. But these have bonus tracks. They've got nice booklets that talk about the records. They're really well-produced CDs. So if you're going to get CD copies of country albums, I think this series is a great way to go. In fact, I plan to get Kristofferson's self-titled Through the American Milestones. I want that one. But yeah, George Jones' I Am What I Am is probably his best record. This has got He Stopped Loving Her Today, If Drinking Don't Kill Me, Her Memory Will. Excuse me. It's got Good Hearted Woman on it too. But what's cool about George Jones, you may not know this, but the guy was a drunk. He had like an attendance rate of like 50% at shows. But I guess country music legend, all the more to him. And then of course Johnny Cash. I haven't dug deep into Orange Blossom especially yet, but this has the long black veil on it. So yet again, that's enough reason to buy the whole entire thing. Next, we've got maybe something you haven't heard of. This is Anthony Hamilton, Coming From Where I'm From. Now, I found out about Anthony Hamilton actually through the Chappelle Show. He has him on as a guest in one of the episodes, and he has an awesome voice, and this album is great. So I've been looking for this for years, so I'm finally glad to have gotten a copy. I don't know why it took me so long, because now that I have a copy, I'm probably going to find a million more. But I think I must have put that on my wish list when I was in high school, because that's when I started watching Chappelle's Show. So, okay, next is the Essential Jim Reeves. Now, Jim Reeves is kind of a music icon, especially popularized by Ernest Tubb. Ernest Tubb used to play with his guitar that had Reeves on the neck. I've always wanted to listen to Jim Reeves, and so this was like maybe $3, and so I thought this would be an okay place to start. I'm sure, some of these songs aren't his best, but I'm grateful that I get to have it and I get to listen to such a standard of country music. Next, more Bill Evans. This is You Must Believe in Spring. I don't know the two other musicians on this record, but I mean, if you look at the cover art, I mean, if you wanted a Bill Evans album to look a certain way, it should look this way. So I'm sure this is going to be just another run of just great, nice songs there. And then finally, we have Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. I bought this album because they were playing it at the record store. So the big record store that I went to where I got all this stuff was Used Kids. Shout out Used Kids. It's the best record store in Columbus. Hands down, there is no competition. But they were playing this because Nick Cave was set to come to the city and perform, and I go up to the clerk and I'm like, dude, what the fuck is this? This sounds awesome. And he's like, oh, it's Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds or whatever. And what's really cool about this copy is that I can't actually find it on Discogs. So this is one of those promotional use only CDs. I have another one. I have Tales from the Punch Bowl of Primus CD as promotional use. Anyway, someone must have not gone around yet to putting it on there. So at some point I'm going to author the page for it. But yeah, it's got the like little gold seal at the bottom there. So, I mean, I didn't know that at the time, that was something unique, and I'm sure it doesn't make it worth anything since it's a CD, but it's still a cool little thing to have there. All right, now for the big finale of the show. This is really cool. So what I've got here is a copy of This Is Johnny Cash. Now, you might look at this and be like, Aiden, this is a fucking $5 comp, dude. Don't act like you fucking have found like a first press or an RTI press of Led Zeppelin 2. And I haven't, but this is a pretty popular compilation album of his. This was produced by Harmony back in the day. But what's cool is it's still fucking sealed. It's still fucking sealed. It's sealed from 1969. This thing has lasted 40-some years in a shrink wrap. And we're about to destroy it all on this program. We're fucking opening this shit up, dude. Don't worry. I looked on Discogs at all the listings of this album, and the max value does not exceed $20. So I'm not like ruining some high-priced record. But I thought it'd be so cool that we get to open this from fucking 40 years ago. Isn't this sick? So I'm going to take off the shrink wrap here. It looks like a little... Oh my god, dude. It's so fragile. It like a little bit like got ripped at some point, but... I mean, this is... Look at that. It has the Long Black Veil, 9-Pound Hammer, I Still Miss Somebody. I'm just trying not to... Because they didn't... Did they put... Oh, they did kind of put perforations on this. Okay. I don't want to fuck it up. I made the callous mistake of... I started... Oh, here we go. I got it now. I made the callous mistake of, like, opening it from the side. Wow. Like, the back is, like, so, like, smooth. Because, you know, like, these types of records, they have, like, this type of back. You know, it has, like, a little information about the album and then, like, other albums from the series. And just to see it, like, so pristine is crazy. It definitely isn't near mint. Like, there's definitely, like, smudges and stuff. Oh, my gosh. I can't even believe this. This is so cool. Okay. The seal is off, ladies and gentlemen. And now, what the fuck? Dude, there's no inner sleeve. There's no I didn't even know. Oh, fuck, I just ripped it. Well, anyway, it definitely is not in near mint condition now. Yeah, there's no fucking inner sleeve. That's crazy. I didn't know records... I'm trying not to damage it. I didn't know records would come like that without inner sleeves. I wonder if that's how this album came in the first place. I mean, it looks new. I mean, like, it just has dust all over it, but I mean, like, it definitely, like, didn't get, like, super rattled inside there. Well, shit, if I would have known that, I would have had a fucking inner sleeve ready to go. I'm gonna go put this on my turntable because it has a bunch of dust on it, and I'm gonna get rid of that before I put it in sleep, but just so you can see, I mean, the label's clear and everything like that, but yeah, that's crazy. Hold on. So I just want to show you guys real quick. So this is me, like, so I use this little brush to clean my records. It's like a fucking, like, trail of sand that it's leaving. And I'm sure these are, like, the little cardboard scraps from all those years, but, like, look at that. That's No wonder you can never find these albums in good condition. If they were fucking stored like this from the first place. But as you can see, as I'm starting to get it cleaned up, it's starting to get kind of that nice glossy sheen to it. So we'll get rid of all this crap, give it a spray, and she'll probably sound very good, plus or very good. So wow, gang, wasn't that so awesome? Aren't you so glad that you waited to the end of this video to watch me open a record that was 40 years old and then almost immediately create a little tear at the top of it? It's okay. I mean, like I said, it's not a very expensive. It's not like I have a copy. One of my rarest albums that I have was a gift from a friend, Hunter, and it's a sealed copy of Meat Puppets 2. It's either the first or second pressing of it. And if I did that with that, I would literally lose my mind. But yeah, like I said, this thing looks brand new. It's gonna be really cool to listen to this for the first time since it was pressed in 1969. So yeah. So, like I said, we're going to have a part 2 to this. We're going to talk about everything else that I picked up in May. But, yeah, please rate this video 5 stars. Share it with your friends so they can see that AJ Hartford is back on top. We're back, and we got more stuff to talk about, more videos to come. So, you got to stick around. You got to stick around to see these videos. Okay, bye. That's the end of the show? Oh, man.